Salam, Soul Sisters. Welcome to another episode of the Whole Self Sister channel, a place for you to be healed and whole. I'm Rahil, and I'm on a journey of self-discovery. So if you are on a similar journey and you don't want to go through it alone, let's do it together. Press the subscribe button so we can be friends. My cat is with me again this time. So if he might make an appearance. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Okay, so today I would like to pose a question to you. And that question is, are you the version of yourself that you are happy with? And if it's hard for you to answer that question, or if you say that, of course, like, yes, I am that version of myself, then I would like to pose another question, which is, would you be friends with you if you met you as another person? So if there were somebody else who's just like you, would you like to be their friend? Would you like to listen to their stories? Would you like to share share a lot of experiences together? And if the answer is yes, then probably you don't need this video. But if your answer is no, then I would like to ask you why aren't you that version of yourself? And actually, that would be the most common answer, because we tend to believe that who we are and who we want to be are, there's a gap there. And we think that by time, by maturing, by getting ahead in life, we'll be able to catch up, and this gap will become will close. However, once you reach, let's say, your 30s, you tend to realize that it might be very hard for you to become this version of yourself that your 10 years old self or your 16-year-old self has dreamt of becoming. And that is actually why some people fall into a midlife crisis, that in addition to other reasons, but let's focus on this one first. So that feeling of cognitive dissonance between who you are and the reality at the moment and where you want to be. And you are probably thinking or dwelling on these possibilities that you are not that person yet, but you're working towards becoming that person. However, over time, you feel that your effort are not actually pushing you towards becoming that kind of person. Your effort is actually cementing and crystallizing the person who you already are and making you more rigid and more calcified in your comfort zone, in that status quo. And like I said, this is why some people go through midlife crisis. Some people who go through the spiritual route, we'll call it the dark night of the soul. So they go embark on a journey to find out what's wrong with themselves. Why can't they bridge that gap between who they know they are and where they are at the moment? And I would like to pose another question for you that might help you to reach or to find the reason why you are unable to close this gap. And that question is, what is your current reality serving you that you will not be able to fulfill when you become this future or better version of yourself. So in another word, the current reality you're living in must be serving you and fulfilling your needs in a certain way, because our nervous system, our subconscious, they're all programmed to protect us. They're all programmed to keep us alive, to work towards what's best for us from an evolutionary point of view. So keeping us safe, keeping us where there is no imminent danger, and where we can have our basic needs met. So this state where you are now, this status quo, what is this state serving you, and which needs that you have that are fulfilled in this state that will not be fulfilled when you are that better version of yourself, or that future version of yourself. Because what I find is why some people get stuck in their life, and why some people are unable to bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be, is because unconsciously they know that there are some, I wouldn't say sacrifices, but yes, let's say sacrifices that they need to make in order to elevate and become or embody this new identity. And in this new identity, there are a lot of variables that they might not be able to adjust and tolerate. So your nervous system is unable to accept that reality. And my question is, what's that you're unable to tolerate? What's that is so painful and so hurtful to you that you would rather stay stuck where you are instead of following your dream and becoming that better version of yourself? Sometimes we think whatever is keeping us stuck must be a bad thing, or that our fears are usually focused around bad feelings. However, sometimes we're also afraid of the positive. We're afraid of becoming happy, happily in a relationship, because maybe that is not a common thing in our family. Our parents did not have a happy marriage. Our friends are all suffering in their marriages. So who am I to say that I can be happy in my marriage? So that sense of non-belonging. And another example, let's say that you want to pursue a degree, and you want to, a higher degree in education, but you know that when you get that degree, you will be somehow not accepted in your group of friends who are, let's say, hustlers, or do not put much value on higher education. So you would rather stay where you are because you can fulfill that need for connection and closeness and relationships. Another common example is when you are afraid of becoming wealthy, because you know instinctively or in your subconscious that when you become successful or wealthy or better off, then you might make some people envious of you, those who used to complain a lot about their economic situation or financial situation. So you would rather stay where you are so you can keep that relationship with them. These are just some examples. They're not exhaustive, so you can think and journal and meditate, contemplate, do whatever you like. And you'll be surprised at the answers that you get. And with this, I end this episode of the Whole Self Sister channel. I wish you a very wholesome day, and salam.